know the sower goes out, sows the seed. Some fell on the land, some fell on rocky soil, some fell on the road, and then some fell on good soil. Remember that? Hold on. Let me finish this. So some fell on the road, some fell on rocky soil, some fell among the thorns, and then some fell in good soil. Now Jesus explains what that means. Now watch what he says. Hear then the parable of the sower. When anyone hears the word of the kingdom and does not understand it, the evil one comes and snatches away what is sown in his heart. That is the seed sown along the path. Please. Thank you. As for what is sown on rocky ground, this is he who hears the word, immediately experiences it with joy, yet has no root, and endures for a while, but when tribulation or persecution arises, immediately falls away. So again, the influence of the world pulls the word out of their heart. Now look at this. As for what was sown among the thorns, this is he who hears the word, but the cares of the world and the delight of riches chokes the word, and it proves unfruitful. So this is what holds us back from the intimacy that God would have for us. God has given us his grace. God has given us his love. God has given us his word, and our heart is what is sown. But the world pulls it out of us. It chokes it. That's what hinders us. Because he says, the soil that is good is one who hears the word, understands it, and bears lots of fruit. So that's the difference.
And you're talking about a Christian.
Yes. And so this is how each of our hearts react to what is given. And this is in the form of God's grace, or his love, or the word that is given to us. All of that is the same. What is given to us, if we are not careful, the world will choke it, the tribulations will make it unfruitful, and that's what pulls us away from this love that God has given us. And it's a constant struggle. It's a constant struggle. The world is such a strong detractor. And this is why many people in the church's history have moved away from the world into clusters called monasteries. Not because they were withdrawing from the world, but because they were distracted by the world. And by that distraction, when it was removed, they were able to develop their relationship with God. Not everyone went in with the purest of motives. Just because you're in a monastery doesn't mean that you're a saint. But it helps to develop this sense of God. And it is in this monastic life that shut off from the distractions of the world, that one is able to better focus on cultivating that love relationship with God. Better. Not necessarily a given, but it better helps to do that. That's why they are there. It's not a guarantee, don't get me wrong. Just because you're a brother or a sister doesn't mean you automatically go to heaven. But what it does provide you with is an opportunity to be less distracted and pulled away from the world so that you can focus on that love relationship with God. And so the basic adage or the basic phrase of the monastic movement is orate et labore, which means pray and work. That's what St. Benedict founded his monastic order on, that simple rule. Pray and work. And that is what built the great monastic tradition that we have in our culture today. And it's lasted for well over 1,600 years, probably 1,700 years, if you account for the times of the Desert Fathers in the 300s. Okay? So it's not a guarantee, but it's a way that you pull yourself in the distractions of the world. And one of the things, I always like this about monastic traditions. You know the robes that they wear and the cowls? You notice that whenever you see monks in particular pray, they look like this. They go like this. Or you will see images of sisters in full habit, and they would be like this, or they would have their prayer book like this, and they just walk around in a circle around a cross or something like this. What they are doing is practicing what's called, oh, the name just escaped me, darn it. It's, give me a minute, it is custody. Custody of the eyes and custody of the hands. And so if they keep their eyes on the ground and their hands in their sleeves, and they focus on their prayer, what they're doing is that they're practicing training their bodies to not be distracted by the desires of the world. They're focusing their minds on God, and they're keeping their eyes on what they are doing. Okay? So this is called custody of the hands and custody of the eyes, and they walk around, and that's how they focus their attention on their love relationship with God and prayer. And it's out of that that they develop the great contemplative traditions that we've come to know today. I'm sorry we didn't get to every table today, so maybe next week we'll pick this up. So if you weren't able to do your homework from chapter 2, tables 3, 4, 5, and 6, you have an extra day to get it together. Yes?
That's what is Psalm says in Proverbs 23:26. My child, keep your heart and let your eyes observe my ways.
Very good. I love that. What's that? Proverbs
23:26.
23:26. Very good. The same man who wrote this told us that. Excellent. That's an excellent ending. Thank you. So